The film begins by telling about two young people who start their own app companies. Their names are Bomb and June. At that time, they met by chance in a competition called the Thai Startup League. Sadly, their apps didn't do well, so they lost the competition. Before they went their separate ways, June gave Bomb a little smile. Seeing that smile made Bomb feel a bit sad, so he invited his friend to eat at his favorite Indian restaurant. But his friend said no, so Bomb went alone. At the restaurant, while Bomb was ordering food, June showed up too and called out to him. It turned out they both ordered the same food by accident. This made things a bit awkward, but Bomb started to like June a little. They talked and laughed until the restaurant closed. They kept chatting about the startup league they had just been in. Bomb had joined because his friend asked him to, and June had seen him at the league. Their conversation went on until June suddenly asked Bomb if they could work together. Bomb was excited and gave her his contact info. But when he found out that June already had a boyfriend, he felt disappointed and told his friend about it. The next day, while hanging out at a cafe, Bomb had a great idea by chance. He wanted to create an app that helps people with the same goals to join activities together. When he shared this idea with the director didn't like it at first and suggested making a dating app instead. But after Bomb and his friends explained their idea, the director agreed to fund them with 2 million baht. Soon after, the director set up a meeting to sign the contract. As they were leaving, he asked Bomb and his friends about Series A. They didn't know what Series A was, so they said they'd reach it in 2 years. The director was okay with that. Later, they learned that Series A is about raising money from investors. Feeling tricked by the contract, Bomb and his friends set a new goal to reach Series A in just 1 year. They worked hard to design and build their app, which they named Invitur. When they put it on the Play Store, it quickly became popular. But soon, a similar app called AM Join appeared and took off like a rocket. Because of this, Invitur's popularity dropped and not many people were downloading it anymore. At first, Bomb was really upset because their app was copied and their competitor's app was getting way more downloads. But Bomb wasn't too worried because he still thought their app was better. The other app might look nicer, but it had lots of bugs and problems. To see how users were liking their app, Bomb decided to try it out. He played a game with a friend and, unexpectedly, he ran into June, who was now working at the company. Bomb's friend thought it would be fun to team up with June. And Bomb, who was great at the game, was put on June's team, while the other team had 3 people. They played the game, and since Bomb and June were so good, they won easily. When Bomb got home, he asked June if she had gone home with her boyfriend. June told him she had broken up with him. Upon hearing that, Bomb's heart raced with excitement. He invited June to a different Indian restaurant for dinner, and they ended up having a nice chat together. While talking about the laser game, Bomb suddenly asked June for her line ID again. Bomb said his phone was broken, even though June had already shared her idea with him. They became line friends, and his first message was a cute cat sticker, which made June smile. Then, they ended up chatting a lot, even though they were sitting right in front of each other. When June asked him how long he'd been working on the app, Bomb confessed that he was the one who created it. Shortly after, the scene changes to show how sad Bomb is. June had created an app called AM Join, which was now a rival to Bomb's Invitur. Bomb was also being pressured by the director who funded his app. The director threatened to take away the money if their app's users didn't improve. Turns out, the director liked June's app better because AM Join had a better business model. At the same time, June's friends were impressed with Bomb's skills in Invitur. They told June to keep an eye on Bomb. Soon after, June agreed to meet with him again. Meanwhile, Bomb's friends decided to send a spy to check out what AM Join was doing. Both Invitur and AM Join sent spies to each other's companies, and they managed to trick each side. While celebrating that Bomb's friend named Ty had become a successful spy for their team, Bomb got a call to play laser tag again using the app he created. This time, Bomb and June were on different teams. The game started, and Bomb lost. At the end, he told June not to play there because it was his team's event. He also mentioned that he made the app that organized it. Hearing that June refused, saying Bomb's app was unfair to women, he then criticized June's app, saying it had lots of bugs and only looked good but didn't work well. The next day, during an AM Join meeting, June was furious and wanted to make Invitur fail because she was still angry about what Bomb had said. And Ty, who was spying, agreed with what June planned. Both teams had spies sending information back to their leaders, June and Bomb. June's spy, Phi, wanted to get the coding details of Invitur. So, she approached Bomb's friend who handled marketing. Soon after, Phi started flirting, and when Bomb's friend left to talk to others, she stole some data from his laptop. It was tricky because the laptop was password protected, but Phi noticed the password was on the laptop's wallpaper. She almost got caught by Bomb's friend, but managed to stay hidden by pretending to flirt with June's spy. Meanwhile, Tai was relaxing and watching the Free Fire game on YouTube. Suddenly, June asked him for a design that Bomb's friend had worked on. Tai was puzzled because he hadn't made that design, but luckily, there was still a copy available. Then, June renamed the folder to AM Join Designs and was really pleased with the design. After that, June left because her friends called her for a meeting. At the meeting, they went over the data Phi had gathered. June learned that investors were planning to ask a wealthy person, the owner of the library app, for money. So, she decided to sign up to present AM Join to this wealthy person. Initially, June was told she needed to follow some procedures, but because AM Join supported charity, the manager quickly included it in the presentation schedule. Both AM Join and Invitur were set to present their apps. On the day of the presentation, AM Join was scheduled to present at 1:30 p.m. and Invitur at 2 p.m. Knowing that AM Join would go first, Bomb tried to prevent them from presenting early. And Phi, who knew about Bomb's plan, quickly informed June. In their rush to get to the presentation, June and her team had a car accident on the way. Then, they rented motorbikes to make sure they got to the presentation on time. When they arrived, they found out that AM Join's presentation time had already passed. They came up with a plan to mess up Invitur's presentation. In the elevator, they kept Bomb stuck, so he decided to run up the emergency stairs to get to the presentation. At that time, the wealthy businessman was annoyed because Bomb wasn't there. Shortly after, Bomb and June ended up meeting in front of the elevator at the same time, with Phi dancing wildly. Just as the rich businessman was about to leave, they were still given a chance to present their apps. The presentations began. Both AM Join and Invitur had their own strengths and weaknesses. The investor decided to have a Thai startup contest later, where he would be the judge and only one app would get funding. So, June and Bomb faced off again. They played a laser shooting game and ended up tying. They didn't want to draw, so they kept playing until their friends stopped them because they were too tired. Suddenly, a friend invited June and Bomb to her birthday party. At first, June said no, and Bomb also tried to refuse. But in the end, they both decided to go. At the party, Bomb was offered some alcohol by a girl and refused at first. But when June drank some, Bomb didn't want to be left out. They ended up having a drinking contest, and Bomb got drunk after just 3 glasses. When they were drunk, Bomb and June started arguing about who was the first to create their app. They talked it out and eventually made up, agreeing to be friends again. After that, Bomb took a taxi home and sent a message to June. They both smiled when they saw each other's messages. The next day, June was daydreaming about the night before and realized she was starting to like Bomb. Meanwhile, Phi was still spying but couldn't get into Bomb's computer because the password was too hard. When Bomb came into the room, Phi pretended to bring him food so he wouldn't be suspicious. There, she asked Bomb about how he came up with the idea for Invitur. Touched by his story, especially when he mentioned he liked June, Phi planned to set up an interview for him to share how Invitur was created. On the day of the interview, June watched and couldn't stop smiling as Bomb told their story. Afterwards, they went out looking for unicorn items like the ones June wore before. Unfortunately, they couldn't find any at the doll shop. June was disappointed, so Bomb dressed up as a unicorn to cheer her up. At that moment, they took a fun selfie together, ending the day on a happy note. Time flew by quickly. Both Invitur and AM Join worked hard to improve their apps to get money from rich people. Phi started getting closer to Bomb, while Tai became close to June and helped make a new design for AM Join, adding unicorn elements. AM Join even hired 3 new programmers. Meanwhile, Invitur didn't need new programmers because Bomb was already skilled in many programming languages. Unexpectedly, Bomb's friend found out that the design used by AM Join was the same as the one used by Invitur, thanks to Tai, who was spying. As the day goes by, Phi was falling for Bomb, even though he still liked June. At that time, Phi was hesitant to tell June's friend that Invitur was using the same design as AM Join. June noticed that their office had been infiltrated by people from Invitur, so she fired the new employees who were affected. On the other hand, Tai was scared because he had leaked the design idea. June was furious that Invitur had stolen her design. She went to Baum and demanded an explanation. Baum then asked his friend if Invitur had used AM Joint's design. This led to an argument, and Tai ended up quitting. Soon after, Baum went to his room and noticed his laptop was missing. He looked outside and saw Phi taking his laptop away. After knowing about that, Baum ran after Phi on the street and found out that she was June's spy. Even though Phi had taken the laptop to June, Baum's friend saw this and took the laptop to the AM Joint office. When June saw that the laptop was with AM Joint, Tai confessed that he was actually one of the creators of Invitur. He was happy because AM Joint accepted the design he made, even though Baum had rejected it before. Tai was unsure whether the design originally belonged to Invitur or AM Joint. At the same time, Phi felt guilty about everything that happened. But Baum wasn't angry at all. He even thanked her for joining him, which made Phi feel even sadder, especially since she wasn't punished. Unexpectedly, June returned the stolen laptop, and the day of the presentation arrived. Shortly after, Baum picked up Tai in their car, and many startups were there to present their ideas. When it was Invitur's turn, Baum's friend, who was a great marketer, also presented their company. There, Baum introduced a new feature for Invitur, which was initially meant to connect people with the same hobbies but had turned into a dating app. Although the presentation seemed complicated, the investor liked what Baum had created. Meanwhile, during her presentation, June talked about her love story with Baum. However, investors commented that her app didn't have many new features. In the end, Invitur won the competition for the best app. Even though Baum won, he noticed June was sad. Then, he tried to find her on the subway, but she had disappeared. A year later, Baum was attending another presentation. His friend seemed richer than before, and he was still looking for June, his first love. At that time, he went to the places where he had met her before but couldn't find her. Then, by surprise, Baum and June ended up working at the same place. Even though June still looked sad, they decided to start fresh and build their relationship from the beginning. The film ends. The moral lesson from this film is sometimes, love and business can mix like a smoothie with pickles, unexpected and a bit messy. Just remember, always double-check if your ex might be working next door before you plan your next big presentation.